Okay, so we've already connected Nessus on our Kali machine. We went ahead and started our first scan on our DC and our client machine on our domain. Let's go ahead and see how the scan goes and take a look at our results. All right, we're here. This first scan finished. Let's go ahead and click on it. You can view the results like this. You can see both machines have been scanned. We haven't used any credentials, so it can't go really deep. And we did all the ports that you can scan. And these are all the vulnerabilities that I found. So it's not a whole lot. It's not too crazy. You can see it shows down here basically a chart representation of this bar right here. It shows you how much is just info, how much is kind of low priority, how much is a medium priority. Usually you'll spend time starting with the critical. Obviously they have the most impact on your organization and the most risk, and then the high. After that, everything else is a lot less severe. You can get to those depending on how much time you want to spend and how much you're accepting of a risk. You can see at the top, you can look at all the vulnerabilities from everything, or you can look at the history of the scans. We only have one scan, so it's going to show that it's completed. You can delete it if you want. It shows the basic info about it. So let's go ahead and just pick one. Let's go with the server.1, the DC. So if you go in here, it's going to give us a list from highest severity to lowest severity of the different vulnerabilities that the scan found. So we can start off. This is the highest one. It's in the firewall family of alerts, and the name of it is IP forwarding. Let's go ahead and click. It shows how many came in this category, and you can go down the list and see like just get an idea of everything, all the categories and just types of vulnerabilities that have been found and how severe they are. Luckily, even though our scan wasn't that deep, luckily, regardless, a lot of these were just information for us, which is not that severe at all. So that's the least severe that you can find. Let's click on IP forwarding enabled. That's the type of this vulnerability. What we see is you can see the plugin details of what helped us find this alert. And like there's an ID number that you can identify the plugin by. There's a version number, and we can go over here. It tells you exactly what's going on, and the remote host has IP forwarding enabled. An attacker can exploit this to route packets through the host, potentially bypass some firewalls and firewalls, routers, and NAC filtering. So it tells you exactly what's wrong and what are the implications, and it even helps give you an idea of the solution to help protect your organization. So this tells you the commands to run on Linux, on Windows. It tells you which registry keys to enable, even on Mac. This is great. It helps you get an idea without having to reinvent the wheel of how to fix this, what's wrong, and how to fix this. And if you want even more info, the article is right down here, the CVE entry. You can go to like the NIST or whatever framework and get a detailed article about the history. What does this usually affect? When was it discovered? You know, how common is this? There's usually a common vulnerability scoring system score. This one doesn't have one, but a lot of them do, to kind of give you an idea of how serious the issue is. You can get a list of software that it affects. You can even go straight to the CVE page. A lot of interesting info for each alert. Any of the vulnerabilities, you can just go down the rabbit hole, do what you can find as a solution, and then do another scan and see if it's still showing as an issue. So what we're going to do now, I mean, you can see the workstation is pretty much the same. It's even less vulnerabilities. But let's take a look real quick. There's more there's more higher severity items, but it's still mostly info. There's 8 SSL. It does look a little different when it's different severities for the same category. Let's look at that real quick, see what that looks like. You break it down. It was a folder, and now it's several. It shows all the items. 3 of these are where the rest of our mediums are found. So there's some SSL issues, and it tells you that the way that they can be fixed. Let's go back. Now we're going to go a little deeper. We're going to supply some Windows credentials to see if we can find anything else about the vulnerabilities on this network. Okay, so we've done our first scan of our home lab, and we're starting to see what the results look like and starting to understand what to look for. Let's give Nessus a little more ability to go deeper by providing some Windows credentials. Feel free to leave a like. If you have any questions, compliments, or concerns, leave them in the comments, and I'll see you in the next video.